Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing good. I'm Jayant, and welcome to another episode of Up Talks. Today, I'm going to be talking about a very basic topic, and it is from the book called Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck. So, let me start with a question. What do you define yourself by? It's a simple question, right? But then very difficult to answer, especially without a context. So, let me give you that context. Let's say you have to take up a new role at your job. What is your first thought that comes to your mind when your manager or supervisor offers you that role? Is it, this is a great learning opportunity for me and I'm really excited about this? Or is it, now I have to spend extra hours at my job? Also, I need to learn a lot of new things. I'm actually happy at the level I'm at right now, but then I have no choice but to accept this if I want more salary. Which of these categories do you fall under or even lean towards? Let me give you another example. Let's say you're leading a project, okay? And let us say that the project you're leading suddenly hits a snag. And since you are the lead, you come under intense scrutiny from your management. What do you feel about that? Do you feel offended by the criticism? Would you just go to them and defend yourself, saying that I did everything I could, but there are a lot of things that are not there in my control, and you are just singling me out, and that is so unfair that you're criticizing just me? Or would you take the criticism as the feedback and reflect on what went wrong and what could have been done better and take the responsibility of the whole thing? Another example, let us say you decide to become healthy and fit. So you decide to wake up early in the morning and do some exercises or go to gym. But when that time comes in the morning, you decide that you haven't slept properly or you're not getting enough sleep, or that you want to do the exercise in the evening time, the best time to do the exercise, whatever reasons you tell, and then just don't do the exercise in the morning. And this happens continuously, let us say. In these moments, you're not seeing the bigger picture of the goal of becoming fit and healthy. And you're giving into the impulses of instant gratification and getting stuck in that cycle of mediocrity. Are you that person, or do you see that bigger picture all the time and you're able to overcome those impediments or those impulses? These are a few examples. Just think of which category do you fall under. So, going back to the question I asked initially, now with this example given, what would be the answer? Do you define yourself as the person with a growth mindset? Growth mindset, as in looking at new opportunities as learning opportunities so that you can grow and learn, and reflecting on your choices you've made in the past, and looking at how you can improve, and keeping yourself accountable and always seeing the bigger picture. Is that you? Or do you define yourself with the opposite group, which is people with fixed mindset? So I just gave you examples. There are more examples as like this. But before we go further, let's see what is this growth mindset and what is this fixed mindset. Growth mindset, to put it simply, it's when you believe that intelligence, skills, learning, and creativity can all grow with time and enough experience. Now, I think you would have guessed what this fixed mindset is, right? It is when you believe all these things which I told are fixed and cannot be changed. I'll give some more examples so that you can relate to it. So, for example, he has natural talent at this. That's why he's so successful today. I cannot even imagine of getting up to his level. How much of efforts I put in. Or once you reach your 30s, age of 30, you cannot learn as easily as you used to learn in your teenage or even when you're in your childhood. If you did not learn something back then, it's impossible to learn right now. Or if someone says, "Are you crazy? You're asking me to change my career at this age, at the age of 40, starting from scratch? What do you think? Like, I can never do that. I'm so settled in life right now. I cannot think of changing. I cannot think of starting from scratch, going through that fresher mindset. All these things, it's impossible for me." If you have ever heard of someone talk like this, or if you're thinking like this is the prime example of fixed mindset. A person with fixed mindset always tries to justify their failures, their shortcomings, and always wants approval from others in what they consider the niche area. They consider themselves good at something and they cannot take criticism in that area. They cannot handle criticism at all and are afraid of making mistakes and considers making mistake as a failure. And they actually define themselves by those failures. Okay, now we can ask, okay, all this is fine, but then can a person change? Or is this fixed for entire life? If the fixed mindset is fixed for the entire life, is it? I mean, for example, if you're a fixed mindset person and you're watching this video and think, okay, whatever he's describing is about me, and then you realize that you need to change and develop a growth mindset, but then this age-old question pops in your head: how can I change now? At this age? I mean, is it possible to develop a completely new mindset? The answer is, of course you can. The very definition of growth mindset is the belief that you can grow your intelligence, skills, and creativity and everything that defines you with time and effort. And yes, it is a belief. In fact, both the mindset, both fixed and the growth mindset, both are powerful beliefs. Our mind needs a belief system to operate. So, whichever belief you have inculcated over time, which have inculcated the longest and the strongest, those beliefs stick on and they influence every action you take and every action you want to take. And like any belief system, the belief system of fixed mindset can be gradually changed into that of growth mindset. You just have to be open to learning, relearning, and unlearning in what you believe in. And through the right self-talk, you can inculcate anything you want, especially the growth mindset in yourself. Now you might ask, okay, all this is fine. You told me how to develop the growth mindset, but then I don't know where to start. How do I actually start with this growth mindset? Like anything, a belief or a habit, initially, before it becomes ingrained in you, you need to make a conscious effort. You need to make a conscious effort to follow some of the common traits of people with growth mindset so that your mind gets adjusted to it, your mind gets programmed with it. So, what are these traits? I'll give some examples of traits of growth mindset. I've given examples of fixed mindset. Now I'll give examples of growth mindset. If you're a person with growth mindset, and if you want to be a person with growth mindset, you should start viewing challenges as opportunities for self improvement rather than seeing the challenges as impediments that is making your life a living hell. You should prioritize learning and cultivate a sense of purpose. That is, always look at the bigger picture. When you have a purpose, it will make you accountable and it helps you grow as well. And you have to know that there is no one way to learn. Don't give up on learning just because the one way you tried learning did not work. Like any person with growth mindset, just try different learning tactics, learning techniques, and find that one way that works for you. And when it comes to learning, you also have to learn how to celebrate other people's successes and growths. If you look at all the successful people in this world right now, all of them always celebrate other people's successes and they get inspired by them. Like, whereas people with fixed mindset, they get jealous. They think, since they think that they cannot grow to that level. So they always get jealous when they see successful people. So if you want to develop the growth mindset, you need to start celebrating other people's successes. On the same lines, you should also be ready to learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have enough time on this earth to make all the mistakes and learn from them, right? And you should not see others' mistakes as a sign that something cannot be achieved. Just look at it as a sign that it could have been done different way and find out how you can do it in a different way and how you can do it better. Next, it is important to value the process of learning itself than the end results. Even if you don't get the end results, you shouldn't get disheartened because it's the entire promise of this growth mindset is growing. So when you start enjoying this process, start appreciating this process of learning, you'll see that you have grown so much from the place where you started. And when you do that, you'll stop looking for approvals in the areas you think you're good at, and you start becoming good at other areas. You start growing in other areas as well. But you should know that everything takes time and effort. You should be ready to put in that time and effort. And also know that putting in effort is more important than having that talent. And finally, always take time to reflect whether you achieve your goal or not. If you achieve your goal, reflect on it and set a new goal to achieve. If you don't achieve your goal, again reflect on it and see what went wrong and what could have been done better. So I'll conclude here. I gave a lot of examples of fixed mindset and gave a lot of tips about how to cultivate the growth mindset. So I'll conclude here by saying that all kinds of mindsets, fixed or growth, are beliefs which you can cultivate, change, and replace. All you need is the desire to do so and the efforts you need to put in and also persevere till you get that result. And when it comes to growth mindset, the number one factor of growth mindset is learning. You are here to learn and grow. So become that lifelong learner, and that will help you to achieve your goals. Thank you.